For those of you who don't know, Default is a revenue orchestration platform, and we're about to launch a new product focused on building data infrastructure for running go-to-market agents. Just a quick sneak peek, we launch in a week. So I joined Default about 6 months ago on a really specific premise that go-to-market should be run like an engineering team. I was brought on to treat outbound like a product and build on go-to-market problems from an engineering perspective. In practice, my manager Lev acts like my PM, and then I'm sort of like the engineer that does stuff with Claude Code. So when I was brought on, we talked about building out this big data infrastructure for the go-to-market team. We talked about like 6 to 12-month timelines. We talked about having a team of engineers doing this. But at that point of time, we didn't know that we would have something called Claude Code. With Claude, what we were supposed to do in 6 to 12 months took us sort of like a month and no engineers. So the philosophy behind our project was that sales needs a systematized way of organizing outreach. The signals that tell you that an account is in market, like hiring patterns, funding, M&A, they're all very commoditized and easily available, but they exist in isolation. Without a way to unify them at scale, reps on our sales team would fall back to manual research or going off of vibes. And there was no single system of record for BDRs, AEs, or mass email sending infrastructure or marketing to work off of. And we were missing out on high intent, high fit accounts. So that's what we built. We built an account scoring model that pulls every signal we care about on a company, unifies them for an account, and stores them in a database in a structured format, and then surfaces that to the sales team. So the model is sort of really simple. It works on 2 axes, fit and timing. So the fit is sort of asking, is this the right kind of buyer? If they have the firmographic and technographic shape we're looking for in terms of employee count, vertical, where they are with their funding, growth stage, so on and so forth. With timing, we're asking if the account is active right now. Are they exhibiting change signals that we care about that tell us that they're ready to buy our product? And based on that, we categorize accounts into 4 quadrants. P1 for like high intent, high timing accounts. And we tell our reps that these are the accounts that you should be calling right now. And then P2 are like high fit, decent timing, or like decent fit, decent timing sort of accounts. And we tell them that they should also be receiving outreach, but like maybe emails and like nurturing more than like immediate outreach. And then with P3 accounts, we sort of automate outreach there. These are like lower fit accounts or like good fit, maybe not the best timing sort of accounts. So we sort of just send them like low touch sequences. And for P4, those are accounts that are not a good fit or should be ignored in the CRM. These scores show up in Salesforce, and these account briefs also show up in our reps dialers. And companies are constantly reprioritized based on their scores on a monthly basis to enable our go-to-market team to do focused outreach. Okay. So this project runs on a few primitives. The way we score accounts, accounts flow in through 4 inputs. If it's like a bulk import, just like a big batch of CSV, like thousands of accounts you want to score, enrich. We also have a web app to do like one-off scoring. We can also sync from Salesforce, the CRM we use, and any accounts that directly interact with us from a website visit, a form fill, an email, LinkedIn engagement or ad also get feeded into the system. Then we run a bunch of enrichments on them with Deepline and other providers, store them in a super-based Postgres with 12 tables, storing all sorts of data, and we orchestrate that with GitHub Actions. And then you see that score right there. Custom field in Salesforce, and again, a web app. We also store outcome data. So we want to capture at what score was that meeting booked, at what score was that account sort of converted, how many touch points it took to convert an account, and label out that data, and hopefully maybe in the future train an algorithm off of it. I used to be a Clay power user. So before I went all in on this big engineering project, I really had to ask myself why not just use Clay. The cost was roughly comparable. All the signals were there. I'm not finding anything super niche. But what Clay is great for is one-time workflow enrichments. It's not set up to sort of structure and score your entire TAM. And if you've used Clay recently, after like a few thousand rows, it sort of starts glitching. And you have to click a bunch of buttons in your UI to get the output you need. And so we decided to go with a database where you can audit logs and store snapshots and really have like a system of record that has everything that you need to sort of build on top of. Okay, I would love to show you guys the web app that we have. I picked Profound because they're a customer. Just to show you guys what it looks like. So they're already scored in our system. Legendary fit. That's great because you're a customer. So you can see a bunch of data on them, their headcount, their business model, website visitors, we care about that. We care about if they have a RevOps function, if they have a go-to-market engineer, if they have the headcount growth, so on and so forth. We get some data on their CRM setup, if they have automations that they pay for. They didn't interact with default recently, so that's not stored. And then we have third-party data. So for third-party data, I store a bunch of job descriptions in a table and run inference off of them to infer other signals, like if they have any AI initiatives mentioned in the job postings, if they're talking about any specific pains we care about as a company. And you can click into the job postings and like see what they're talking about. Just like sort of cross spot check and confirm that this is doing its job. And now when you call somebody or send outreach, you have all this data available to you to do all sorts of personalized stuff. So wrapping it up, each rep has a book of P1 to P3 accounts. No more guesswork. You can just go to the CRM and check that month's P1s and P2s that you should be working out of. We will be using outcomes to refine our scoring model, maybe collecting more data to improve scoring, maybe moving to a gradient boosted machine learning algorithm. And maybe in the future, we'll use more agent-driven outbound, use all these data points to convert P3 accounts to personalized outreach. Yeah, thank you. We're hosting a breakfast at Tech Week if you guys want to sign up and learn more about default or chat. Yeah. If anybody has any questions.
Any questions for Nandika? Question for you.
Yeah.
Are you guys doing this for prospects, and how does prospect fit in or lock, or are they completely independent?
Sorry, could you say that again?
Are you doing this for prospects too, like individual people, and is there any mutual dependence, or are they completely separate?
We do this at the company level, if that's your question. We also score like partners and customers just to like have a pulse check on how the scoring model is doing. So you can technically score any account. We do have like hard disqualifiers, like if you're a B2C company, we sell B2B, so stuff like that, if that answers your question. Yeah.
How do you measure before and after impact of reps prioritizing the P1s over just Monday morning guesswork?
Totally. So this system is new, but we're hoping to look at touch points per opportunity, touch points per qualified opportunity. Just looking at like how many reps or calls or emails it took to get one opportunity, and hoping that that metric goes down. Because the idea is that you're working off of great accounts and not spending time on the bad ones.
Are you kind of relying on the fact that like your market is growing to identify who's in market?
Yes, we have the benefit of working in the go-to-market tooling space. So there are a ton of signals that we personally care about that are easy to surface or buy. So we do have that advantage. Depends company to company.
What are the things that you're going to think through when you decide, or that you think you might have to contend with when you decide whether to build or buy lead conversion agents?
What kind of lead conversion agents?
Chat, email, text, voice, AI, product demos.
Yeah, I think the data that this model stores and has is so specific and niche to what we care about that building agents off of our own data infra is going to be a lot more beneficial, hypothetically, than buying lead conversion